Here's the important reason why you've got to price all of your accounts properly. Now, that account that I just came from, if you go back to the video where I was talking about what's in the skimmer, you would think about this. You would think I could make that work for $165 a month. Now think about this. In order for me, when I saw her pool had no total chlorine, no free chlorine. Dogs are swimming all week long. Hit it with a gallon of liquid chlorine. And everybody knows, if we know our science, that 1 gallon has 10% fighting power. Now, why didn't you hit it with Cal Hypo, some Pow Pro, something with 73%? Because it is going to take that too long to break down in the water. It's going to take that too long to break down in the water. I'm going to literally be throwing, and a lot of times they may refer this term as, you've heard it before, chlorine lock. There's no such thing as that term. In layman's term, there is too much junk going on in that water, whether it be ammonia, whether it be just body waste, sweat, spit, dogs, hair, organic material that you've got to keep slamming that pool. You've got to keep slamming that pool. Now, when the total chlorine doesn't meet the free chlorine, and those are off, there's too much ammonia in the pool. That's a different story. Now, here's the thing. Now, that one pool right there, if we do the math by one in the summertime, because she likes to swim a lot, 1 bottle of liquid chlorine per day. Let's take Walmart's pricing at $6 a bottle. 6 times 30 is $180. Okay, on top of you coming to clean the pool, which is $135. So 180 plus your 135, you're at $235. You follow me? So that pool is, honestly, she needs to be paying about $250, maybe about $275 for pool service per month, so that you can make a profit. If she's not paying that amount of money, say the next pool that you're doing next door is only paying, say, $175. Okay, and with minimal chemicals, that pool that's taking a lot of chemicals at $165, you're doing the next doors, you're doing both of those pools for free now. Think about that. This is why it's important to not throw out just a price. Alright, you know what? Hey, what was you expecting me to do when the curves are over there? So, sorry about that. You're doing both pools for free. Now you're doing both pools for free. See, that's the reason why it's important to write things down. It's important to make the correct suggestions. Like I told one lady, pool's got to be 25, 30,000 gallons. Hey, we need to drain. We really, really, really need to drain. TDS level's too high. I haven't drained this pool somewhere since 2012. And nothing I'm doing. Pool RX, gallon of skip. So all of a sudden, I'm working for free. So the guy's pool next door, if he's paying $165, I'm doing his pool for free. You've got to do the math. You've got to do the math. And that's the reason why people's routes, sometimes at the end of the day, you're starting to go into a deficit. Why am I spending all this money? Why do I have all these proper accounts, but I'm not getting nowhere? Check your pricing. Check your pricing. I know we want to keep accounts on the books to say we've got a nice big pool company. But once you actually sit down and put pen to paper or pencil to paper and you look at the data and you look at the numbers, how much of a profit are you really making? How much? Bigger is not always better. You can keep this in mind. Everybody cannot have one set price. Everybody cannot have one set price. Keep this in mind. A lot of times when folks ask for me to come out and give an estimate, I actually tell them, I say, hey, I actually got to start servicing the pool. I got to get you into a contract and I've got to start servicing your pool. I charge, if you want me to strike your pool like Moses did with his rod, if you want me to strike the water, that's going to be $135 a month just for me to clean. $135 just for me to clean. Oh, just for you to clean? Think about this. When you drive through a Wild gas station, just to have a machine wash your car, you're paying, sometimes they may have like, a wrench. The cheapest wrench is like $9. 9 times, if you do that for 4 to 5 weeks, but we're not talking about that. Usually a lot of us like to get the $20. And keep this in mind, we're talking about a machine. We like to get the $20 wash with the fake wax. So that's $20. So if you do that every single week, 20 times 4, you're already at $80 with a machine. A machine, come back again, we want to sign you up. So think about a person actually coming to scrub a pool, drop a vac in, net, do all those additional things. At the end of the day in business, you got to make sure that you're turning a profit. And I had the conversation with my wife. I said, hey, once I get such and such paid off, all these guzzlers of Kims in time, if they're not paying at a certain rate, I love them. I don't love them that much, but they are getting next season. They're going to be dropped. Now I know people say, well, what about the winter time when you make your money back? Let's face it. Winter time goes from November, December, January, February, somewhere February, March. I start full swing April 1st. It's not that long. And the risk versus the reward isn't that much. It isn't that much. The minimum savings isn't that much. Think about that. This is the reason why pricing has got to be important. You got to write everything down. There are times where I leave every last thing at a customer's pool safely, empty packages safely, where they can see it. So other than seeing it on their bill, they can see what I'm adding to the pool. And then they can start getting their own pricing from the local retailers, and they're gonna scratch their head. And then when they get hit with a $250 bill and they figure out, wow, this guy actually spent literally, we're not talking about my costs, we're talking about if you go, he's literally dropping $150. I really like to swim. That's the reason why the good Lord set the 10 Commandments in front of the children of Israel so they could see for themselves what they was doing was wrong. So think about that when it comes to pricing in the pool business or in the service industry in general. Peace.